Time now for weather with Nebraska Extension Ag Climatologist and Market Journal Chief Meteorologist Al Dutcher. Hope your fall is off to a good start, Al. Give us an idea of what we can expect for the forecast as October begins.
Well, Troy, we are entering October, and unfortunately it's going to look like the lion is entering the month. We're going to have a very strong storm system to deal with in the northern plains and some very cool conditions for this time of the year. We've been pretty much dominated by warm conditions for much of the month of September, and we're finally starting to get a taste of this cool weather this week. We get a little reprieve as we get into Sunday and Monday, but then things fall apart rather rapidly as we get into the middle of next week. If we go to the upper air pattern, what we will notice is a big, large upper air low. We talked about this the last couple of weeks. There was some chance for cool weather. This big upper air low is going to pivot toward the northern plains over the next few days. And at the surface, we're going to see a low pressure system develop in southern Nevada. That's going to help to steer moisture up towards the northern plains. So you start to see the breakout of precipitation today will be over the northern Rockies and a little bit here in southeast Nebraska that will fill in during the afternoon and evening hours. Tomorrow, that low pressure makes a little bit quicker advance to Nebraska. Low pressure at the surface develops in the panhandle of Nebraska. Widespread precipitation to our north. The cold front that blows through the state kind of hangs up to our southeast, so we do have an area of heavy precipitation possible, extreme southeastern Nebraska. And we see high pressure starting to push in toward the south on Monday. But we will get a reprieve here in Nebraska as we start to see some warm air come into our region with a little bit of precipitation expected in the southeast, but highs may make it back up into the mid to upper 80s south, 80s low 80s north, and then on Tuesday the low starts to pivot out a little bit farther. We're still going to see some warmer temperatures in southeast Nebraska, probably in the mid 80s, but the cool conditions start to invade the northwestern part of the state, and heavy precipitation starts to focus along the front as this front basically stags out and most of the cold air moves toward the Great Lakes. So by the time we get to Wednesday, high pressure firmly in control. We do expect frost conditions across Montana and North Dakota, possibly making it as far southward as South Dakota. And then we'll see that major precipitation start to push off a little bit farther to the east. And then on Thursday, we start to see that ridging taking place. So most of the cold air associated on Thursday morning will be over eastern portions of the Dakotas and Minnesota. And then that freezing temperatures will move over toward the Great Lakes region as we get on the day on Friday. And then the main pivot of precipitation moves back toward the south. And on Friday, we start to see the rebound in temperatures. And yet another low starts to move its way into the southwest with low pressure developing in southern Nevada. We'll wait to see how this system acts and if it takes a similar path. But right now, the first wave of precipitation is expected to move in an easterly fashion toward the Texas Panhandle. We look a little farther into the future. The 8 to 14-day forecast from next Thursday to the following Tuesday does show below normal temperatures, but primarily because of the system that will be involved on Wednesday and Thursday. And then as we go a little bit farther in terms of precipitation, we see this heavy axis of precipitation. And once again, the vast majority of this precipitation shown during this period is associated with the system coming out on Wednesday and Thursday. And once that passes to the south of us, we should see some fairly dry weather. So overall, things do look rather nasty in terms of harvest activity, particularly eastern 1/3 of the state and northern Nebraska. We may see some dry sliding occurring in southwest and southeast or south central Nebraska. And overall, precipitation during the 7-day period is forecasted to be anywhere from 1 to 2 inches in the southeast to upwards of 5 inches over central portions of Iowa. So a little shift toward the north in terms of this pattern, and we could see some exceptionally heavy precipitation in southern Nebraska. So Troy, overall, looks like fall is here, and we're getting our first good taste of classic fall weather.